you ever felt like your brain was making 1,000 connections all at once? Or have you kind of just known that something was going to happen? That actually might be your intuition. But the question that we're going to answer today is, what kind of intuition? If you are an intuitive, this video will help you understand whether you are an extroverted intuitive or an introverted intuitive. Let's talk first about extroverted intuition. So if you are an ENTP or an ENFP, then extroverted intuition is your dominant function, and that's your most important function. If you are an INTP or an INFP, then extroverted intuition is your auxiliary function, which is your second function. Still really important, but not as important as your dominant. What do those four types have in common in addition to all being intuitives? Well, if you look, all of them are also perceivers. So when you think about extroverted intuition, I want you to think about intuition plus perceiving. Extroverted intuition is a lot of fun. It's kind of like a mental popcorn machine. It just spits out ideas and connections between ideas over and over again. So for extroverted intuitives, it's all about all of the ideas and options and possibilities that come to them in the moment. And then they make some connections between those ideas. And so that's that P that we were talking about, that perceiving impact on extroverted intuitives. Another way that being a perceiver impacts people who are extroverted intuitives is that they can pivot very easily between ideas. And again, that's that perceiving energy that they have that is all about being open to new ideas and not necessarily being tied to any one idea. It's really all about the possibilities, not so much about the conclusions that they can draw from those possibilities. So it's not about the decision making or the planning or anything like that. For extroverted intuitives, it really is just about sort of being in that world of options and possibilities. It gives them energy, and it's very exciting to extroverted intuitives to think about ideas. Also, extroverted intuitives, because they have so many ideas coming at them at once, they're actually really good at making connections between ideas in ways that other people don't see. Now that we've talked about extroverted intuition, let's talk about introverted intuition. If you are an INTJ or an INFJ, then introverted intuition is your dominant function. It's that most important function that we were talking about. If you are an ENTJ or an ENFJ, then introverted intuition is your auxiliary function. Now, what do all four of those types have in common? Well, you guessed it, they're all judgers as well. Introverted intuition is all about digging really deeply into all of the options and possibilities that introverted intuitives see. It's kind of almost like a laser beam where they see all of these different possibilities or options, but they really hone in and dig deep on one or two of those options so that they can really understand them. Introverted intuitives often just have this sense of knowing. It's like they kind of know what's going to happen or know how people are going to react. So introverted intuitives take those options and possibilities and the ideas, and they synthesize them in a way that helps them to often predict what's going to happen. Much of that stems from the fact that they are judgers. And what we see with judgers is that they want to come to a decision. So while extroverted intuition is very external focused on all these ideas that are coming at them, Introverted intuitives are very inward focused. When we talk about relying on your intuition or your instinct about something, that is really what introverted intuitives do. Introverted intuitives see themes. They can just sort of intuit the motives of people for saying or doing certain things. They tend to be longer term focused. And so introverted intuition is really good for things like strategic planning or understanding the obstacles that might be in the way of a project. And because of all of that, introverted intuitives love kind of mapping out the future or talking about what's going to happen and how we should approach what they see as the next things that are going to happen. Hopefully, if you are an intuitive, today's video gave you a better sense of the difference between extroverted intuition and introverted intuition. And so ask yourself, which one do you think fits you best? Thanks so much. See you next time.